Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Lara Trump, Wanted for Questioning. Can't wait. We've been getting some good ones. I don't know, maybe some Christmas questions, maybe some more questions about Joe Biden, what's going on with him. I don't know. I'm ready. Let's see what you got. I'm ready to answer them. Here we go. Question number 1. What would you say to someone that has chosen to follow Donald Trump now and not in 2016 or 2020? I assume by follow, we mean vote for. I would say, welcome to the party. I would say, what the heck took you so long? I would say you've made a great decision, not only for yourself, but for the future of this country. Let's be honest, there's no other option. We don't have any other hope of rectifying the complete disaster that is ensuing in our country and around the world, other than Donald J. Trump, ladies and gentlemen. And I think a lot of people, as the days go by and as inflation stays rather stagnant, as things are still costing more money, as our southern border is allowing more millions and millions of people to illegally come here, tax all of our systems, make life so much harder for all of us here paying taxes in the United States of America. We see World War III nearly ready to go, pop off at any moment. I think people are like, wait a minute, my life felt a lot better. The world felt a lot better and a lot safer when Donald Trump was in office. And by the way, I hear this all the time. I like to get a temperature from people whenever I'm around, maybe someone I just met, generally someone who might not know who I am. And I just kind of pick their brain like, oh, what do you think about Donald Trump? What do you think about Joe Biden? What are you thinking about this upcoming election? I'll tell you something interesting that I've heard a lot. This exact question is actually coming to fruition. There are many people who fell for the old sleight of hand of the Democrats in 2016, thought that Hillary was going to break the glass ceiling. God bless her. No glass ceiling broken for Hillary Rodham Clinton. Sorry, not sorry. Then they said, oh, Joe Biden is the answer because the media played their magical tricks on everybody. Everybody lied about the Hunter Biden laptop, including Joe, including our own Department of Justice, our own FBI and CIA. Wow, doesn't that make you feel great as an American citizen? And so I can see how people fell for it then, but they're not falling for it now. Now they can clearly see, whoa, I got taken. They really had me. And now they're not buying it anymore. They know that Donald Trump's the only way to salvage this country, the world, bring things back, God willing, get it back in some sort of working order. And by the way, the things that would need to be done aren't like something crazy and outlandish. These are common sense things. So it's going to take a common sense type of person to execute them. In comes Donald Trump. So that's what I would say. I would say, welcome to the party. We're happy to have you. Please tell all of your friends, colleagues, neighbors, everyone that you want to be on the Trump train as we head to November 5th, 2024. Let's get this country back. Okay. Next question. Oh, love your song. Thank you. When will you and Tom McDonald join forces? I'm a huge Tom McDonald fan. I'll tell him right to his face, and I have many times. I did 2 versions of the cover of Tom Petty's I Won't Back Down. One was a very country version. I love country music. One was an acoustic version, a lot of piano, a little violin in there, some string instruments in the background, just a little bit. And I really loved doing both of those, but maybe a little known fact about me, I'm also not a bad rapper. I'm just saying. So I do know quite a few Tom McDonald songs, and I have told him, listen, all you got to do is let me know when there's a concert coming up, and I will be there. I'll try to make myself available. I'll try to make my way to the front row. And when Tom McDonald hands me the microphone, I'm going to be ready to go. So don't sleep on that. When are we joining forces? I don't know, Tom, when are we joining forces? He's got a girlfriend or maybe it's a fiance, wife, I'm not totally sure, who's got a great voice as well, who's a singer as well. But I don't know, Trump McDonald, I'm just saying, or McDonald Trump, however we want to do it. I'm ready for that. I've been ready for that my entire life. So let's do it. Never say never. You know, I get that the liberals out there would like to fully take over and control Hollywood, the music industry, basically every possible place they can. But that doesn't mean that we're going to stop. That doesn't mean that we're ever going to give up or say, it's not worth it. They're going to shadow ban. They're not going to make it easy for. No, we got to go in. We got to go hard. So I'm ready. There may be more to come. Stay tuned. We might have a Lara Trump, Tom McDonald track dropping at some point. Never say never. Okay. Here we go. Next question. I signed up for poll watching for the first time, waiting to hear if my application is approved. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. We need a lot more of that. We can encourage others too. United, we stand. Divided, we fall. Amen. All right, let me tell you something. Here's the thing about this upcoming election. Like I just noted, we really have no other option than Donald Trump. Anyone else you're going to get in there, let's say something crazy happened and one of these Republicans, who I call it the JV debate, is on the JV debate stage, vice presidential debate stage, as I think they probably see it at this point, makes their way to become the Republican nominee and then somehow became president of the United States. You really think that any of these people are going to have the same kind of guts Donald Trump has? You really think any of these people are going to do the job that is necessary to be done? And by the way, he's got everybody's number now in Washington, D.C. Don't forget that. The first time, what a learning curve that is, to go from 0 to 1 million, to come right out of the gate hot and say, I'm running for president. First political office I'm ever going to run for, president of the United States. You don't have any background in politics. You don't really know anyone in politics very well or have any true sense about any of it. And you get to Washington, D.C., move into the White House. You're like, oh, well, I'm going to figure out a lot. And he figured out quite a bit. You know, some things I'm sure he would change from the first go round. And believe you me, they will be different the second go round. So we got to win this one. That's all I'm saying here. My whole point is Donald Trump's the only way. Anyone else is never going to get the job done. They're going to have to figure it out. They're going to be bought and paid for by somebody else. It's Donald Trump. That's it. That's the way we've got to go. I think everybody realizes that. And so I think we all feel like maybe something wasn't exactly right in the 2020 election. Maybe we all kind of feel like, 3 a.m., all of a sudden spike of votes for Joe Biden, a guy who campaigned out of his basement, a guy who was so inspiring that he broke the record, got more votes than Barack Obama. Wow. How in the heck did that happen? A lot of people might say. So we got to go and leave nothing to chance. We've got to go so big this time around, and we've got to keep our eye on everything. It's not just about getting enough votes that they can't cheat, because they will try to cheat all over this country. It's been happening for decades. Don't kid yourself. But then we have to guard the votes that we actually have, right? Because you put your little ballot in a slot, you vote on a machine. What happens to it? We got to guard that vote. We got to have poll watchers, people there 24/7 watching what is happening with all of it. So thank you, sir or ma'am, for taking your time to do something that is so incredibly important. This is our role as citizens of this country. We've got to ensure that we have free and fair elections, because otherwise, what are we doing here? Otherwise, we're no better off than Cuba, USSR. It's just, why would we even continue on at this point if we didn't trust our elections? So we have to trust them. We have to ensure that every legal vote is counted and nothing more. So I would encourage everybody to go to donaldjtrump.com. And you can sign up to volunteer in many different ways. We've got ballot harvesting operations everywhere it's legal in this country. We want you doing that. We want you watching the polls. We've got a lot of great places where you can be helpful and you can make sure that Donald Trump is indeed the 47th president of the United States. So let's go. Let's do it. Thank you for that. We need more of that. And I'll tell you what, I can't wait till November 5th. Here we go. All right, next question. Do you watch horror movies? Not really. I mean, I'm not tuning in for some gory, unnecessarily gory and unrealistic thing. Like anything with zombies, monsters, anything like that. I don't know. It's just very hard. My husband and I had a whole era we went through when The Walking Dead was a huge thing. couldn't get behind it. I just couldn't get into it. I'm just like, this is not for me. And by the way, I know I'm going to get a lot of shade for this. A lot of my friends were like, oh, you're too good for The Walking Dead. I just can't get into it. I don't know why. I think in my husband's mind, if you wanted my true take on this, he liked it so much because in his mind, there would come a day where he would have to be there to like fight for the home front and like the whole thing and like the zombie apocalypse would happen. But he's ready to go. Like, we've got a garden in the back and he's going to protect our house. And like, I don't know, that's some like guy thing. But he was into it. I wasn't. Horror movies, not really my jam. My cousin Victoria back in the day used to like to watch scary movies. I don't know. I like a good old fashioned comedy. Tell you what, Christmas Vacation was on the other night. Happened to see that one on. Watched the whole rest of it. I've seen that movie thousands of times, probably can recite every word in it. Never gets old for me. I like a good Coming to America. Give me that all day. Horror movie, not so much. Now, I will caveat this by saying you could say that a horror movie would include true stories, like real life depictions of maybe some kind of a serial killer or some crazy person out there. Somehow I'm really into that. When it's about real life, I mean, if I'm reading a book, it's always a nonfiction novel, except this one I've been reading right now. I know it's so out of character for me, but I want to hear about real life. I want to hear about real history. I want to hear the truth about things. And so for some reason, I get wrapped up in like a good old fashioned Jeffrey Dahmer series. That one got me. I got involved watching it every night before bed. No problem with that. But the fake, I don't know, zombie, whatever, it's not for me. Not so much. Couldn't even get into Game of Thrones. I know. I tried 3 times. Once I saw like a dragon, I was like, I gotta go. I can't even deal with this. Anyway, try me again. All right, here we go. Next question. How can a seemingly educated woman go along with this garbage? Oh my God, what are you talking? What garbage? What garbage are you talking about? Are you talking about loving this country? Are you talking about being proud to be an American? Are you talking about saying thank you to our men and women who fight and die, give their limbs and their life for America? Are you talking about stopping to say thank you to a police officer who you could argue is doing the exact same thing? What is garbage? What are we talking about? You're talking about being proud to be part of a family with arguably the most effective and greatest president this country has ever seen, certainly in modern times, the greatest president. Really? Because if you look back at what Donald Trump did, it was historic. The biggest tax cuts in American history, by the way. Look it up. That's a cold, hard fact. It's not garbage, sir or ma'am. How about starting Space Force? Anybody remember that? I mean, like, who does things like that? Donald J. Trump does. That's who does them. It's really remarkable. No new wars. In fact, historic peace agreements signed in the Middle East. Not garbage, as far as I'm concerned. 2 meetings with Kim Jong-un of North Korea to possibly denuclearize the Korean Peninsula. Also not garbage. How about getting us out of the Iran nuclear deal? What a hot bunch of garbage that actually was. How about making sure we were energy independent as a country and almost energy dominant around the world? We were like 3 months shy of that. Shout out to Joe Biden for revoking that one. Not only did that make us more powerful and just everything better here at home, prices go down when you do things like that. Manufacturing wants to come back to this country because things are cheaper to produce here. You don't have to pay exorbitant shipping costs around the country whenever you have high gas prices like we do now. But think about the impact that had around the world. Think about the fact that now that Iran has been able to get over $100 for their oil, they have become incredibly rich. They have all that money to give to Hamas. Same thing with Russia. So none of this is garbage. This is just reality. And I think most people, if they're being honest, look back 3 years ago and they say, maybe I didn't like him. Maybe his tweets weren't my cup of tea. Maybe I fell for all the crazy mess that the Democrats were spewing about Donald Trump. But man, I'll tell you, my life was a lot better. Maybe you had a job and your job got revoked because of all those crazy mandates for the vaccine. Remember all that? It's all ridiculous. That is all garbage. People want to get back and want to live their life and want their version of the American dream. That is what Donald Trump provided them. And that is what I'm talking about. So any garbage you have, you might want to look over at the Democrat side because there's a lot of hot garbage coming out of that crew. All right. That's going to do it for us here at Lara Trump Wanted for Questioning. Make sure you send us more. I got a lot of good questions and I didn't even look at them. I screenshotted and I sent them away. The other day I posted on my story to please send me your questions. I'm going to do it again because we got some good ones out of that one, I think. So send them in that way. Go to any of our social media at The Right View or to my social media. You can post them as well. We'll see you back here next time for more of Lara Trump Wanted for Questioning. Nothing is worse than being on a phone call that drops. Nothing is worse than trying to text someone and you can't reach them because your phone is out of service range. And nothing is worse than supporting these major corporations and companies who don't support us. That is why I love Patriot Mobile. They are America's only Christian conservative wireless network. They use every cell tower out there available to all networks so that they have the greatest 4G and 5G coverage nationwide, and they support the causes that are important to us as conservatives. If you go today to patriotmobile.com/Lara Trump and use the promo code Trump, you will get free activation today. Again, that is patriotmobile.com/Lara Trump. The promo code is Trump for free activation so that you can get a great cell plan and feel good about doing it. So I'm like a lot of people. I love to wear an Apple Watch, but I hate how it looks. And I scoured the internet to search for the best looking Apple Watch cases I could find, and I found it. goldandcherry.com. They have absolutely beautiful watches, as you can see here. Everything is waterproof. Everything looks good with different outfits. You can get sporty, you can get fancy, but they are great quality, made out of Delaware in the United States of America. And they have been kind enough to give me a promo code that I can share with you if you want to get your hands on one of these as well. It's Lara T, L-A-R-A-T is the promo code to get yourself a discount at goldandcherry.com. And not only do they make Apple Watch cases, they also make great products for iPads and iPhones, keyboards, your desktop, everything you could possibly need. Goldandcherry.com. Use promo code LARAT so you can get yourself one of these today too. At The Right View, we're very proud of the fact that we are independent. We get to say everything that we think and everything that we feel. We have no woke companies guiding us or telling us what we can and cannot say. We are always going to shoot you straight and give you the facts as we know them. And that's why it's important to support independent outlets like The Right View. My name is Lara Trump, and I think Mike Lindell is a patriot. He is someone who loves this country, is willing to fight for this country. I love MyPillow because not only are MyPillows made in the USA by American workers, but they're great products, and they're so great that not only do I use them in my own bed at night, my children actually requested. My daughter the other day went to the closet and pulled out a MyPillow and said, "This is the pillow that I want to sleep with." And I gotta tell you, she loves it and will have nothing to do with any other pillow. So it's a big hit around our house. My dogs also happen to sleep on MyPillow dog beds. So all around the Trump household, we're big fans. If you go to mypillow.com today and use promo code Trump, again, promo code Trump, you will not only save money, but you will help us continue this show and other shows like it and help us continue the fight for the future of America. Inflation has impacted all of our lives. I don't think anyone can go to the gas pump or the grocery store without noticing that it is a major factor. And unfortunately, it's not going anywhere. It doesn't seem like it's going down in the way that we would like it to. And one way to protect your money is by investing in precious metals, gold and silver. That's always been a great way to make sure that you keep your money and you keep it safe. When you go to bh-pm.com, use promo code Trump. That way, if you decide you want to invest in gold and silver, you'll save yourself a little bit of money. We live in a time that's very interesting. A lot of us out there feel like a lot of our rights are slipping away. And if you're like I am and you want to have the right to choose whether or not to have a vaccine, how to live your life freely, and you're looking for a great doctor, I've heard amazing things about Dr. Sherwood. He's somebody who you should really check out and check into, and it'll help support this program and keep us going. So go to Sherwood.tv and use promo code Trump. Again, Sherwood.tv and use promo code Trump. You can save yourself some money and help us keep our program going.